Yo, what's the deal, fam? It's your man Ease. Big L is back, the Harlem legend, and he's trading bars with Nasir Jones on a new single titled You Ain't Got a Chance, which is slated to be a part of his new project, Harlem's Finest, Return of the King, being released on Halloween, October 31st, 2025 via Mass Appeal Records. Now let's start with Big L's verse. Big L sounds extremely confident, very confident. You can't buy that today or 25 years ago. When I heard about the song initially, because we all knew Nas was going to be featured on it, I expected something lyrical, hip hop, cinematic in a sense, and that's exactly what we got, mostly. Vocals are reminiscent of a radio freestyle, which he's pretty much known for, right? Like his freestyles, raw, gritty, unfiltered, witty, right? That's perfect because, once again, that's what he's associated with, that energy. It feels authentic, like they didn't overprocess his vocals in any estimation. They sit pretty good in the mix. It's prototypical Big L. Witty lines, things that make you laugh, chuckle, some things that you're reminded by that his imagination that some people couldn't come up with on their best day, which kind of sets him apart from others. But I'll be totally transparent as a listener. It was bittersweet in estimation, because hearing his voice, you were excited for that, at least for me. You know, he's had quite a few projects, posthumous albums, right? Because the big picture is 2000. That's the year after his death, or approximately. Then you have the Danger Zone. I think it was two others after that. I could be wrong, let me know in the comment section. So it's great to hear his voice, because that's almost, since the big picture, 25 years ago. But here's the thing, listening to this verse, you're reminded how young he was when he passed away. Based on the content, it sounds like Nas is rapping alongside a hungry MC, right? But Big L was never afforded the opportunity to grow and reach his full potential because of what happened. And listening to this verse, although I was happy to hear him, it was a reminder that he wasn't given an opportunity once again to become that seasoned MC that he was destined to be. First ballot Hall of Famer, progression, having an array of different things to talk about. And that's what I mean by bittersweet as far as this verse goes. It's a solid verse, I'm not taking anything away from him, but just listening to it, it's like, wow, 24 years old. And the content is pretty much something that you would expect from a 24-year-old Big L. But 25 years later, almost approaching 50, I'm pretty sure we would have gotten so much more over the course of time. So that was bittersweet, but Big L was solid on this joint, for real. Nas' verse was very sharp. Starts with like a personal intro, exposition, talking about how he's like the first venture capitalist in hip hop, look it up. Then goes on to give his recognition and props and shed light on the legendary One Cool G rap. Then he slides into clever wordplay and commentary, talking about today's generation and the internet's influence on them, or everyone in general. But I love how he brings it back full circle, speaking about 139th and Lenox, which is L's block, and how they are part of the same graduating class in the sense. That was fire. Giving kudos to Big L, stating, you know, he's been around for a while. He was that guy, and he was one of those guys at that time, you know. People knew who he was. It's introspective, but still competitive. He kind of balances maturity with slick wordplay, you know. He also matches Big L's energy in a sense by providing those witty lines, because if he didn't do it, those two verses wouldn't really match on the song. So that's intentionality on Nas's part. So I really enjoyed Nas's verse. He bodied it. Let's just put it there. I think that's the greatest or the best title possible, but it was great hearing those two individuals on the record together. Both verses were very solid. I'm not even here to state anything other than that. Now let's talk the production. I'm gonna be transparent. That's what I aim to be. When I first pressed play, the first thing that came to my mind while listening to the production, I said, yo, it sounds like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. And when I read the credits, I think it's maybe 4 or 5 individuals listed as a producer, a composer, or a programmer or programmers. And it sounds like it. Now, I'm not saying the beat is bad. It's not trash, but what I'm saying, I don't feel like it fits these two individuals in a sense. Nas sounds more comfortable over said production than Big L, which tells me that the standard wasn't met as far as posthumous songs go, especially coming off Infinite. If you have an instrumental or, an a cappella, it's the producer's job to fit the vibe of the a cappella. And I wasn't really sold on that, to be honest with you. It's not a bad instrumental, but it sounds more like it would be part of a documentary. And this is the music that plays during the opening credits where the narrator or producers or the star or co-star or a bunch of different names are plastered on the screen, letting us know who's a part of the project. That's what I envision with this particular music. The production, once again, isn't bad. I just think that it could have been better in a sense. But it does, I will say this. I enjoyed the song more watching the visual on YouTube as opposed to listening to it on the DSP. So all in all, it's a solid song. I'm definitely gonna support the project. The strengths for me is hearing Big L's voice again in full form. I'm always gonna accept or respect or acknowledge that. Nas' verse brings a new perspective and maturity. He seems very hungry to this day, man. It's a beautiful thing to see and witness. I'm glad what he's doing for hip hop. The emotional connection, once again, hearing Big L and just thinking back on how young he was when he passed and what, just imagining what he would have been at this present time. Here are some reservations. Wasn't the biggest fan of the production for the song, but the soundscape isn't bad. I just think that it aligns with something different, a different vision, at least for me as a listener. But overall, it's respectful, it's not forced, and we got Big L. It did not over-processed in a sense, but I just feel like coming off the Infinite, that in my mind at least, my hearing, that there is a new standard regarding posthumous music, and I don't think that the production fit Big L to a T. That's just my honest opinion. I'm looking forward to the project, definitely supporting it. But in the comment section, let me know your favorite Big L line from You Ain't Got a Chance and your favorite Nas line from You Ain't Got a Chance. And let me know what you think about the production. Either way, if you agree with me or not, still family, I respect you all. Remember that you can achieve anything in this world through sheer hard work and patience. God is the greatest. It's your man Ease at the Ease Experience. Go get yours. See ya.
Hey, yo, E!